You know, it's your boy Jaysharnsmith, and I'm here to talk about one thing and one thing only today. Super Frankie Lampard, the guy that we thought was Chelsea's best. I still think he's Chelsea's best player ever. But in terms of manager, it's a whole different story. Like this guy, this started from the sacking of Graham Potter. We sacked Graham Potter, who has had an absolute disaster class since joining his little 4 or 5 month stint. All right, disaster class. I'm talking fielding, random 11s every week. Didn't know what formation we'd be playing. I didn't know what identity Chelsea had as a football team. We just looked off it. We sacked Graham Potter. And now I get the decision from the board or whatever to not immediately crack down on getting a permanent manager. Let's wait it out. Now we have Poch. Great decision. But in terms of interim managers, there's so many. Surely there was so many other people you could have picked except for Frank Lampard, the man that we sacked once. All right, he went off to Everton, did worse, got sacked by them. And we thought, let's bring him back into Chelsea, a team struggling to get Europe right now. We bring him in, all right, and we go on one of the worst runs. This last season was one of the worst seasons I've ever seen as a Chelsea fan. I think this was Chelsea's worst Premier League season. I'll be so real to you. Worst season I've seen. The losses we amounted. The Champions League to Real Madrid is what I want to touch on. That's my personal. One of the. I might break down crying. We played against Real Madrid in the Champions League. With the Champions League, we know you don't have to be the best team to win it. We know that on two different occasions we weren't the best team, but with times we won it because we had heart. We fought. We went into that second leg against Real Madrid 2-0 down. This is where we had nothing to lose. Go out there and field an attacking team to just go at them. If we concede goals, we concede goals. We've got nothing to lose, literally. Frank Lampard fields an 11 defender, 10 defender, 11. With Raheem Sterling up front and the rest was Kante, Gallagher, Enzo. Bro, this guy fielded literally, I think the two wing backs, 3 defenders. This guy literally fielded a defensive team against a Real Madrid who we were already losing 2-0 to. I don't know what was going through his head this whole time. I'll be so real to you. I don't know what was going through Frank Lampard's head during this second Chelsea stint. I don't know why he got brought back in. But after that, we just went on a downward spiral. We lost to Real Madrid. We were out of the league. We're out of the Champions League, knowing that we're not getting back into it next season. And everyone decided, let's just take the rest of the months off. The amount of losses we racked up, it was embarrassing. Man United battering us. Even in the last day of the season, we faced Newcastle. Yeah, we got a draw, but it just looked like we were also ready to go. We're also ready for the season to be done. Losses after losses. Arsenal packed us in. Do you know what I mean? It was just so peak. The fact that he brought him back in, I didn't know what to think because I knew it wasn't going to go well. But I had a slight bit of optimism that maybe he can get a few things for us. The guy nearly went 007 as a manager. Do you know how bad you have to be to need to go 007 as a manager? This is peak. 007 as a manager. Nearly 7 losses in a row. His record before joining us was I'm not going to go off numbers, but he had a lot of losses, very little wins. I think he went 17 games without a win or something like that. Something around those numbers. And we brought him as a Chelsea manager. I didn't know what to think. We had a lot of personalities in that dressing room as well. We had the likes of Aubameyang, Mudryk, and that. Big Enzo, big signings. And then we've gone and brought in Frank Lampard to manage them to the end of the season. Of course, we ended up 12th. We finished 12th last season. And now, and it isn't all Frank Lampard's fault. Let's not forget, we had Graham Potter. I don't even want to speak about that guy. I don't know what happened to him, bro, but the guy was out of his depth, clearly. We always knew we were going to go down in quality once Thomas Tuchel left. Thomas Tuchel was one of the biggest mistakes that Chelsea made last season, and it will continue to be a big mistake. But we now have Poch, so let's hope he can, somehow live up to that Thomas Tuchel sort of reign. But Potter, Lampard, you lot just ruined everything. You lot made me cry last season. I didn't know what I was watching. I couldn't recognize this team anymore. Do you know what I mean? now that everyone's left as well, like then you come to this season and then all those players have completely disappeared. One of the biggest problems I had with the managers last season, this is not just Frank Lampard, this is also Potter, was they continually played the dead players. Players like Havertz, who shouldn't have been playing. Players like Gallagher. Players like... Bro, there were players on this pitch, especially Havertz. I'm going to put Havertz the most. Should not have been on the pitch as much as he was. Havertz was doing absolutely nothing for us. The guy would collect the ball, get bodied, or he'd turn around and pass it back to the goalkeeper. This guy is dead. And he was getting continuously played. And I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to Havertz, I'm glad he's gone. Honestly, I'm glad he's gone. João Felix should have been playing over Havertz every single day. I remember there was one match where we were doing quite dead. Havertz especially was doing quite dead. I think it was Bournemouth. And then João Felix came on and within 2 minutes, João Felix scored. Where Havertz just was. But yeah, Havertz was getting played every week. Honestly, I don't know what, but this is my final time I'm going to speak about Frank Lampard, hopefully. I hope he never comes back as a manager, because if he does, I might break stuff. I might break my phone right now. My final words to Frank Lampard, just quit managing. Just don't do it again, please. Because if I ever have to go through things like that, I might end it all. I'll be so real, I might have to end it all. But on to the next season. We're excited. Season starts next week. More videos coming, do you know what I mean? Hopefully positive ones. Hopefully we're not getting packed in. But right now our midfield's a bit peak, you know what I mean? Our midfield's a bit peak. I don't know who really got midfield, so I don't know how that's going to go for the first game against Liverpool. But I will be there, all right? I'll be there, and we'll get to it. Other than that, I've been your guy, Jaysharnsmith, whatever you want to fucking call me, mate. And I'll see you in the next video.